You put on that notification bell like everyone else do. Anyway, let me hop on in. So in this situation, right, like I said, one thing for sure, two things certain. I hate being woke up out of my slumber, right? And then it was like, should have just go to the Miss Panthologist page, right? I'm sitting here like, what? Ain't no way. And then all of a sudden, it's this one girl, dreadhead per usual, want to go ahead and put on a little cheerleader bro. But someone said, go see what's this page based off and everything. Baby, when I say I found everything, the stalkers included. Because whoever this little black girl is, she a little young thing. But it's like, if she don't find something better to do or safe to do, because it's like, everyone who she got involved, I'm talking about somebody got the kid, all the way to the kids involved. They could have like a little white friend, Spanish friend, or whatever. Then it was like the dude I had talked to, and then some other, thugs or whatever. Because it was like two thugs trying to pull up and be like, oh, you too pretty to be out here by yourself, da 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 da, whatever. Taking place in the nighttime. But you could tell that they was into this stuff, and it was like someone is about to have like a family reunion or a family gathering or whatever. But whoever this young girl is, she'll have on like a burnt orange little outfit, or like the burnt orange outfit I wear my Panthologist page. So this is like, someone see what I wear, they gotta wear it. But then it was also like this Spanish girl, like, yeah, I was supposed to be like at a gym or at a hotel or something like that. And it was like, yeah, we could be cool, but she's the setup to go ahead. They're supposed to bring me to go see um, what the recent last person I had seen back in March, and then James Henry Taylor the fifth, like they all was involved. So I was like, well, I already knew who was who, right? But the biggest aha and funny thing, the Spanish girl takes off because she got like a little boy, and then the black girl, she had like already like three kids, and it looked like she was either having one on the way or whatever. And someone was like, well, you know what it is, every time they go in the house and they get to disappearing and going to the laundry room, he was saying he needed to go dry his clothes or something, but he went and disappeared or whatever. And then I could see James White Challenger or Charger or whatever the fuck they call it, the little two-door coupe. And it was just like, I'm like, okay, so, because the Spanish girl, once she brought me to the area, because she was like, yeah, let's go over here. And she already was planning to leave, because it was like, I went to go inside to either, like, use the bathroom or do something. And then by the time I come outside, I'm like, where'd she go? She done left me out here by myself. So I'm like, okay, well, let me figure out how I'm going to leave. I'm going to go look for him, like, hey, can you, drop me off? He goes disappear. And then I see Jay's car, so I was like, all right, well, I'll just go stand by the car. But it was like forever, so I already knew he wasn't going to come back to come, so it was like, sure, you just going to have to figure out how you're going to get back to where you was at one way or another. So basically, moral of the story is, it's like, oh, well, when you come and get her or whatever, tell her, like y'all was going to go hang out, y'all was going to go do this or whatever. And then after you go and get her, just leave her where she's at. And then I'm going to have these two other people coming. But unbeknownst to them, like, the two black dudes that was getting out and was like trying to hop out, and it was this one dark skinned short dude hopping out, talking about like, yeah. But I remember earlier when I was reason why I was laughing in my dream, it was because earlier, I think yesterday when I was on TikTok, it was like, here is the most known tattoos of F boys. And all I seen was Joker tattoos, like a gambling table or whatever. And it was just like, here comes this fuck boy, but shit, I'm pretty sure I can just probably finesse this to get to where I'm going. But it was like, either I was about to get it, like I got into the back seat, but for a second, like before they hit the corner, I hopped out. But the thing of it was like, so if the police call or something like that, will you help somebody get out of jail? And I'm like, what? But then I'm sitting here like, why would I do that when they already, like the police was like hot on these people's tails on doing this? So it's like somebody has already been plotting and planning, like, all right, so she ain't gonna tell that it's us because she's gonna think it's, these Spanish people trying to help her out. But we're gonna have these black folks distract them, and while we have them distract them, we're gonna make sure that where we take her so that we can get the cops off of us. So somebody could be trying to like portray a situation, like get So if it's some black people, it's a particular kind of black folks. Let me tell you something like that. All black folks is not the same. Let me tell you that. One thing for sure, two things for certain. And anybody that was working with James and his mama Regina, because she was in there, and then it was like I saw my daughters, and I went to like try to go love them, but it was like she kept trying to pull them away, like don't talk to her. And it was like, man, I was like, do you not know, like not paying attention to the kids? Because it was like Zura and Nina kind of like cut off, and it was a car coming, and they kind of could have got hit or whatever. Like she not paying attention to what they doing. I was like, do you realize that's a CPS case or whatever? And she's trying to act like she don't hear nothing. But anybody working with Regina, James, oh, they definitely fit to try to throw you under the bus. But these would have been like them still trying to do this shit. It's like, girl, I don't know why you so adamant about doing what it is that you're doing or attempted to do. But it's like also too, it's like this was something where they were gonna set up two people that probably could have want to help somebody, and it was like, well, we're gonna make them take the fall. And I was like, that's fucked up. But you know, ain't nobody trying to, like I be telling people, you can't be working with everybody and thinking that they cool, because they be the main ones ready to go ahead and throw your ass right up under the bus for some shit that they did. But regardless of what it was, the whole dream was showing me, like towards the end, right before I woke up, was the fact that the police was right there on every fucking body's ass. Everybody. And then while I'm sitting there, like I'm trying to wait for this motherfucker to come back out, I'm sitting here like, where the kids at? You know, where the kids at? And then the girl, the Spanish girl with the kid, even though she drove off, she ended up going missing. And it was like within hours, I'm sitting here looking, like her social media, it was something with it, but it was like somebody had ended up sending a message like, oh, they in the woods. I was like, God dang. So it was like some of these people that end up getting involved in this shit, they fit to come dropping bodies, because it's like, well, shit, they already know what we was going to plan to do here. So in a situation, you know, before the feds or the police get to some of these people, it's some of these folks that's going to be trying to take these people's, take them out so they don't tell on them. So y'all got to be mindful about all the time when you get involved in certain shit and messing with certain people, they going to be the ones that go ahead and make you take the fall for something, even though you was willing to help them. That's why I don't be, what's this about? Who? What? Oh, okay, no. That's why it's like, it's not like for me to not be there. Like, I could be cool with you, but I'm not a person that want to be nobody's friend. But it's like, I know how to celebrate people when they need to be celebrated. It don't mean that I need to be your friend, but you can celebrate people's wins and stuff like that. But to celebrate with them, because it's giving that vibe of people be like, yeah, I thought she was my friend and she tried to poison my drink. You know, after I was trying to tell her about my business and stuff like that. And you get people that will do stupid stuff like that towards you, and you'll be like, we've been friends for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And you come up, you know, your money coming up, you getting in business and stuff like that. People be willing to put you in so many compromising situations to mess up your money, your living, your lifestyle, and all that stuff. Also, you be mindful about people, you know, wanting to come in and try to offer you, you know, certain things, because they be waiting for your downfall too. And then somebody also made like a valuable point, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to see you fall more than a person that's already doing the same shit you doing but worse, but then try to pick on you about what it is that you do to make, so you can do better. And then it was like someone like, where I know where they still trying to violate or whatever, because it was like, oh, it's, you know, when you smell, and it's like, y'all are weird. So that still means that y'all still streaming on the background, but then giving these lowlives fucking access to certain things that they have no business having access to watch somebody when they in their bathroom, in their bed or whatever. And it was like, 'cause I know, like, shit, I was sitting like, Rita, go take your shower. Because shit, I can point myself out, like, when it's like, girl, girl, you know, you go clean yourself, you've been sweating, you've been moving. And then people be like trying to make jokes and shit like, bitch, I know when I gotta go ahead and do what I have to do, but shit, try to watch it on the camera and think you gonna sit here like, I got herbs. Bitch, you don't even look like you use herbs, let alone brush your teeth, because considering who you dating, and then you have the audacity to try to come on TikTok to do something, and then I'm looking at the digital marketing page who you use, which now if I go ahead and post it, the FBI got more information to come track you and the rest of your little Naya, whatever it is, Janaya, whatever the fuck they name is. They strippers, they're escorts, back page, OnlyFans type fucking females, and they taking the fucking money from affiliates, friends, and family to feel like that this is cool for them to do until it's not. Until your ass get arrested here before June. If not, by June 16th, your ass is going to be arrested because everything ain't everything hee-hee-ha-ha until it's not. Because I'm pretty sure, and I'm 1,000% sure, even with y'all watching via the fucking camera, my hygiene is still fucking way better than a lot of you motherfuckers. The only difference between y'all and me is that y'all don't have to worry about people trying to violate your fucking body or your man or your manhood or your woman area. And in this situation, I have nothing but nurses, doctors, and everything else. So for me to go ahead and go try to check on my fucking health is basically like fucking Mission Impossible, because I'm taking that fucking chance that if I did have to go get medicine, if I did have to go get something, they're violating my fucking body. I'm not fit to take a chance of somebody violating me, versus if I can find the holistic way to fucking do it, by all means necessary. Because that at that point, me going ahead and letting them, oh, well, it seems like you have, bacterial vaginosis, or you have chlamydia, or you have this. A lot of shit you can heal on your fucking own. And somebody in their self, because they keep trying to play dream play, and the fact that you're saying Africans, okay, right now, the only people that would have like somewhat of a play, but I will still know who it is a Cuban or an African. Haitians couldn't do this. This has, someone's name could be Haz or Haas. So you have Austrian people to pay y'all to go ahead to just try to throw me off of this, because the main people who run the black market are Austrians. Ain't nobody dumb or stupid, so it's just like people be feeling like, oh, they not gonna know, it's not this shit. The major people and hitters for y'all to be able to run it was Austria and China. So everything could be ha ha ha, look funny, till it's ha 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 ha, she knew it was us. So if I have to take down every fucking body so I can make sure I can get medical and health care properly, and this is pissing me off because already on top of this, I'm used to doing my annual checkups, making sure my health, my leggy parts is taken care of, my eyes, my vision, my dental, and stuff like that. I don't want to jeopardize going to the dental and y'all going ahead and putting shit into my teeth again. I don't want to jeopardize me going to go and get my eyes or get x-ray for y'all to be like, oh, it looks like they're having the degeneration of this, and it seems like their body is the body of a 40-year-old. Who the fuck put that on a medical record? And yes, I fucking got that copy. Like, this shit is just like, certain things you just take too far. But like I said, if you are a federal investigator that's on the good side and doing the right thing, if you go back through my medical records, just read exactly who signed off on it, who was seeing it, and where they came from. I'm guarantee all those people signing off on those MRIs from 2023 up until current, these were all providers that had nothing to do with those VAs. They wasn't there in those sections. And also to consider that I should have been able to see what they were seeing, and they refusing for me to be able to print out the images, which allows me to know for a fact they doing some shit they ain't got no business. Because they can, right now, if I was to go do it, they could have put anybody's images on there to try to make my mom, because they could be like, well, she don't have nothing else to compare it to. So I'm just like, you know what, cool. That's why I know when it's time for you to go get x-rays, MRIs, whatever, when they get ready to pull your information up to look at it, you're supposed to look at it with them. And them refusing to allow you to look at it when they're looking at it, and then they come back, well, I have reviewed your things. I don't give a fuck about what you have reviewed. I want to review with you. And them refusing to review with you, that's when you know they're trying to do some medical malpractice on your ass right there and then. That's why when they sit here and pull in what it is that they do pull and wanting to, say this and say that, they've been getting away with a lot of shit. Check their ass on the spot. And when they don't like when you're checking them on the spot, that's when you end up dealing with intimidation and retaliation, because at that point, that's when you got other people that's over them that can sign off on them to do that type of stuff. Not to mention, these could be the same people to go ahead and try to pay people to govern your dreams, your whereabouts, to make you feel like you're confined. Oh, you shouldn't go outside. You shouldn't go do this. You shouldn't go do that, because then it'll take away from you actually being in physical view. Because for somebody, it's people that they're probably coming, but it's like, well, is it them? Is it not them? Because they keep trying to put other people to pretend or portray to be you. So it was like, one of the girls I already seen, I love Myra, M-A-R-I-H-A, whatever she tried to call her name. I'm sitting here like, all right, anytime you see people that be having thousands of followers and then their little bit of following or whatever, because they had to pay for it, for digital people to come in to make it seem like they got a following, and a lot of these people really don't be having no followings. It was another girl where it's like on there, but she was basically showing everybody that's been involved in messing with other people, up to like two to three people, and it's just like, all right, cool. So if they're gonna keep doing this and all this other stuff, and these are also some of these people, they could be like, got Medicaid, they could have Section 8, they could have, welfare or whatever, or they could have, decent jobs where they can stay under the radar and still collect this type of money. Unbeknownst to them, on June 16th, they're going to end up getting them letters in the mail that's going to say, oh, you no longer qualify. They're going to take them off of Section 8. They're going to take them off all this. So when it's time for them, like, that next following day, they're going to get their letters to say, hey, rent is da-da-da-da. And then, like, where it's like they could have been paying like $200, $300 for rent. Now they got to pay that full amount of rent that everybody else is paying. Somebody can't even afford the $1,652 of their rent, because they so accustomed to paying like $200, $500 on their rent and stuff like that. It ain't gonna be no more, because where it was all funny, they could be on TikTok wanting to flex and all that shit. They bills, the rent and stuff like that, it's gonna be like, oh my God, I can't afford this, oh my God. And then they're gonna be stupid enough to be talking on the phone trying to call people, or it's some people they know from jail or something, calling them and like, look, I need you to put this on my books, I need you to do this. They're gonna be like, I can't do that. And I'm hearing somebody say, bitch, fuck you mean you can't do that? Where the fucking money at? It's fit to go down for a lot of motherfuckers over the next 10 days. Confirmation, prediction, prophecy over the next 10 days is about to be very critical for a lot of people. Also, it's going to be some police, some officials. It's going to be some shit just going to go on, because I'm telling you, if they have Medicaid, Section 8 or whatever, and these are the motherfuckers with kids and they was able to qualify for it, or say like somebody could be leaving here from Florida, right? They could be living here in Florida, but say that they have homes or places out in New York or something like that, Jersey, whatever, upstate, and they been collecting the money using it as an Airbnb type shit. Bro, when I say they fit to get slammed with that shit where it's like, oh, it seems like you don't qualify. We've noticed that you have not been in this home, because I'm getting like someone could have went from a housing authority. And some people over the last 10 months, they've been watching about 800 units. And they've been going over there for the past 10 months. And for the 10 months, the person who's saying that, still have the benefits from there, where they can still use like their food stamp card or some shit like that. Child, when I say like the penalty is so fucking big, I'm getting somebody like, what? And then they end up losing like the welfare, because New York is pretty dope about when you want to live there and get on welfare or Section 8 and shit like that. But whoever was doing it, and they was making money, really good money off it. Like, I'm getting like somebody could have been making about a good extra passive income, about $2,000 to $3,000 from these folks, right? And with the $2,000 to $3,000 passive income that they was getting off of their homes out in New York, Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and then they'll leave and be like, I'm gonna go to the Dominican Republic, I'm gonna go to Puerto Rico, I'm gonna go to the Virgin Islands, I'm gonna go to Trinidad, I'm gonna go to Guyana, right? And then they'll go take the money that they, already get it, and then get Section 8 and shit like that, move to like Texas, California, Miami and shit like that, thinking they doing something, and unbeknownst to them, the housing authority been watching their ass for months, and they snatching their asses down. But I'm seeing somebody get a letter, and then it's like they could have got the letter there in New York, but they end up forwarding it, and then it was like someone had to go back in because it was like they got an email, and it was like, what's this about? I'm telling you, somebody like thing is gonna hit them with like over the last 10 months of how much they would have been paying for it, and then how much that they were charging the people to like stay in the home or rent it out to them. Baby, I'm seeing somebody sitting here, I can't afford that. That's my car note. That's the mortgage. That's this. That's what the fuck you get for thinking you was fit to play with the system and then be sitting there fucking with people. And then you sitting there fucking with someone, talk bad about them. You didn't even sit there and report something. A crime is a crime regardless of how you put it. And then with it, considering if there was something dangerous going on and they didn't say nothing about it, imagine losing all your property for what you have up there, for one. Two, you can't afford where you living at no more because the job you had wasn't a real fucking job in the first place. Three, you losing your house, your car, and the extra income that you have. And then the biggest hitter of it all, you end up getting hit on the door with a federal warrant saying you need to come in and come talk. And as soon as you come in and talk, mind you, they already have all the information, like the same thing. They got all the paperwork from these people in these other states. They already got that. So mind you, you already did a federal crime. You crossing state lines. Anytime you cross a state line doing certain shit, even if it's scamming, frauding, defrauding a system, you now have hit a federal crime. So regardless, you be like, well, shit, if I went back to my state, it don't matter if you even went back to Pennsylvania, New York, whatever. It don't fucking matter if you go back right now. You still crossed federal lines, and you were gone over the 2-month period. You was there for 10 months. So over that 2 months period, for every month that you're gone after that, and you was gone for 8 months, it's a year per time that you was gone and crossed that state line. And if you got caught up with any other crimes in that other state, trust and believe me, for somebody, they're going to get hit with like 8 years. Somebody going to get hit with, 10 years. And it's going to be somebody, well, wait, if I give up this type of information, well, can I cut down on my time and can I get like probation or something like that? Or something else, house arrest, so I don't get caught up in this? And it's like, sure. And somebody only telling them sure because whatever other, they got them caught up on other crimes of streaming someone's home or streaming live, like they caught them with that. So they're not, they thinking they only just gonna get that 8 years or that 10 years. But unbeknownst to them, they could have caught up with somebody. They could have been talking amongst the group. It could have been up to 10 to 41 people that this person or these people were talking to, that they were premeditating to take somebody's life, or knew about somebody premeditating on someone's life, which already adds on, brother. They just telling them at that time that they're only giving them 8 to 10. But unbeknownst to them, they really facing 20 to life, because it's like, well, shit, if you already knew about this and you didn't want to say anything, and then it was like they didn't want to give up people's names at first. So it's like, well, considering you don't want to say anything, and I'm hearing the investigator and the people coming in and saying, well, considering you don't want to say anything, now we got you on premeditated and we got you guilty by association. This is also considering, what's your nationality? I'm just want to say, what's your nationality again? And considering, and whoever it was talked about in the group, if there's pictures and stuff like that that they caught in this group, they're asking this person, what's your nationality? It seems like you have a pure hate for this. And now they're going to hit them with like a terrorist crime. And when you get hit with that, that's, baby, you ain't getting out no time soon. So I'm getting somebody freaking the fuck out like, you didn't tell me this. But I'm getting somebody laughing in the background. Well, shit, ain't nobody tell your stupid ass to talk about it on the fucking phone or on the internet like that. And then it was like, I have been told y'all to leave it alone. And it was like, but this is like a whole bunch of fucking females, because I'm getting with these females being involved, and then that little young girl, she trying to hide out and run from everybody else, but I'm getting them going ahead and turning her ass the fuck in, because it was like, we only caught up in this for this. So they giving up some of these other young girls' names, because it's like a Spanish girl, a dark-skinned Spanish girl, or a black girl. Then it's like two to three other ones that they giving up. And with them giving this shit up, that the three men, they hiding. James, it was like, no, sir, we got you on this, but because it's like someone could be on like Craigslist, double list, or on like on dating apps or some shit like that, and that right there, whoever they're gonna go after, because somebody's gonna be on the dating app and they thinking like, shit, let me just get back to it because I need to get to my grind. I need a little bit of change or some shit. That right there, and whoever it is that they're putting on them pages, because anyone getting on them apps and shit like that, trying to schedule and get money, even these are back page motherfuckers. They catching their ass for soliciting, prostitution, even the men too. And it's like, oh, so they trying to do this. So it's a lot of them that could have been on social media, like Tinder, Plenty of Fish, all those dating apps, Bigo and Tango. Snapchat is now the fucking hot spot for them to bait motherfuckers right now. They baiting the fuck out of it. It's like 20 apps right now where they just, yep, come on in, come on in, come on in. Like they eating these motherfuckers up. And for somebody, they getting so much intel out of their ass. It's like, yep, that's 10 years. That's 10 years. Yep. Like they for whoever over the last like 10 hours or the last, what, 3 to 4 weeks, I'm getting like the last 4 to 6 weeks. They making these people eat dirt, bruh. And it's like, yeah, I'm winning. I'm finna be out here. These are motherfuckers like, yeah, you want us to make us a social media page and stuff? And it's like, yeah. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. And it's like, yeah, give me that link of who we gotta be talking about again so that bitch can know that it's me. And it's like a dude like eating this shit up. A dude eating that motherfucking shit up. And it's like, give me the link to what you said their name was, because it was like someone was thinking that they was gonna go talk bad about somebody to another person, man or woman. And it's like, yeah, give me this link. As soon as that motherfucker gave that link, that's when they already knew they had any and everybody involved. This is somebody who was like, yeah, even if they was like LGBT or they was gay, oh, these motherfuckers eating this shit up. It's like, oh, this is where they streaming it from? Oh, they do all this. Oh, okay. And somebody really, I don't know who the fuck it is. I guess this is one of their favorite people to bring out to like bring people down, especially in the gay community. And whoever these trans or these boys or young girls are, they use them all the fucking time. But they just do it because they want less time. Because they already was facing like 27 years, 20 years. So they've been, trying to get their time cut down. It's like, what you need me to get from out of them? Okay. And I'm getting like, for somebody, if it was a down low man or a girl or a woman, because I'm telling y'all, these women's that be in like they 40s, 50s, 60s and shit like that, they be fucking off on these women on the low, whether y'all knew it or not. Them bottomless mimosas ain't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a messenger. And it's like someone's name could be Jasmine, someone could be from Philly or whatever. But however, it's like they use this person to bait whoever the fuck it is. It's like they told them, we need the link, the hotspot link. We need to know what it is, type of phone that they're using, whether you get into their phone or not. We need to their phone. We need to know how many people are amongst that group or whatever. Like, I'm getting someone saying, like, get them to trust you. Get them to go ahead and tell you whatever it is. And it's like, we need to know this. It was like 3 to 5 things that they needed to know. And somebody came back with fucking 20. It was like, well, shit, thank you. Great job. And somebody will sit here thinking like, yeah, this is going to be kept quiet. Or it's like, yeah, we in a unicorn polyamorous relationship. I use my baby mama to do this. Or I'm doing this to my baby mama because she won't come back to me. So I'm fit to go ahead and make her life miserable. Somebody literally said this. Or it's somebody, it's a wife a woman telling her down low lover, the other female, yeah, I'm trying to make my daughter's life miserable. I'm trying to make my son's life. Somebody is a lesbian on the low, like they fuck with women, and then it's like they'll be like mean to their husbands, or they'll be like, or they always fussing at their husband or any kind of like male figure. It's just like super, like it's a masculine type of energy. Like it's not like you will ever see this woman soft whenever like they friends are around or some shit like that. Like it's a weird fucking thing, but it's like at any given moment, like you just have to do this and overpower that man or something. It is like, you know what I'm saying? But whoever it is, let me tell you right now, it's a whole bunch of motherfucking people thinking like, yeah, we gonna still gang stalk. We still gonna go ahead and go on their page and all their other pages. Which page? What's the other page? So we can go ahead and try to shut it down. And whatever the fuck they did. Only thing I can do is fucking laugh because low key after the dream it was just like shit. If y'all needed somebody to stay away from somebody so bad, look, hey, I don't give a fuck about that and that. That's why I tell people it's like, be done with what it is to be done with, where people feel like they can play in your energy. Because sometimes you know when a person is in your energy, you know when a person's trying to play with you, you know when they're trying to play with telepathy, you know when they're trying to do all those things. Those are real things. And it's not like when you in tune with a person, you can tell when they sleeping on someone, you can tell how they getting it. If you're a woman and you with a man and your butthole get the twinking, he out there doing it like that. Your JJ get the doing all this other stuff out of the blue, that's what he doing. If you're a man and it's like what the hell, and that woman's, you know, sometimes come on your head or something like that, or it's something else, like it got to be the person you're directly connected to, because some men, they don't pick up on the person that's really, you know, around them. They're picking up on the person who they're dealing with the most, who they're giving their money to, who they're giving their time to, and who they're sleeping next to. They won't ever be able to connect to the person. Like, they'll be like, this one woman is on my head and on my mind. And it's like, I might be on your motherfucking mind, but baby, it ain't me. It's the one you sleeping to, the one you giving money to, and the one that you sitting there taking around friends, family, and everybody. That's who you feeling. And it's like, men can get confused very easily in those type of situations. So they be like, they cheating on me, they doing this for me, they shit. Not Sharita mind her own fucking business. My cootie cat is taking stand to myself for a long ass time. I don't want to be touched, I don't want to be looked at. You can take me on a date though. A sugar daddy that don't want no sugar and don't touch me, shit, we can talk all day. We can talk all day. But touching me, not none of them. Being next to me, not none of them. I am not no DJ, and I do not spin blocks. Because shit, and once I backspace delete, I am not concerned about what you're doing, where you're going, who you're talking to, none of that. We're not friends, we're not cool. Because when a person can show you clearly as a woman, like I said, when they can show you that they don't want you and they want to disrespect you in every which way, baby, you chose your side. Why would you want me to keep trying to be nice and kind to someone when you clearly disrespecting someone every fucking chance that you get? Who wants to deal with that? No one. Who needs to deal with that? That's a non-negotiable for me. But you know, in someone's situation, it's about to be a lot of people where if they was doing stuff, they fit to fall back, because June 16th is going to hit a lot of people in the worst way. It's a lot, up to 10 people that going to get got first, and then it's going to be like 32, then it's like 54 of them. A few of them, y'all about to catch them getting caught up with messing with, if these are men, they messing with young girls that could be like barely turning 16, 17, 18. So, you know what I'm saying? You attract what you are. So, you know, most people be sitting here talking about they go hard, but shit, well, you going hard for a motherfucker that like young girls, so apparently they like what they like. So allow people to like what they like, allow them to do what it is that they gonna do, but that shit ain't got shit to do with you, okay? So don't ever allow a situation of something that someone's doing have anything to do with you. But however, the warning before the storm, the popo is on their ass.